Now, first of all, you should know that if your relationship with this ex was even remotely serious, if you were together for more than a few months, I can guarantee you that they do still have feelings for you to a certain extent. They still do miss you, they still do love you to a certain degree. The question is whether those feelings are strong enough that they actually want you back. And that's what we're going to be looking at in this video, signs that indicate that. But I should also warn you, you don't want to overanalyze too much. Don't spend the rest of your life just trying to read meaning into places where there probably isn't anything to be read into. And it's not going to help you get over your ex, and it really isn't useful. So don't overanalyze. Also, I'm gonna give you a link to this at the end of the video, but I have created a free quiz tool you can take to basically get a score and figure out exactly how attracted to you your ex still is and whether or not they want you back. So I'll give you a link to that at the end of the video, and it'll also be in the description. But let's get on to it. Let's look at some of the signs that indicate your ex wants you back. So one of the first signs you want to be looking for that indicate your ex wants you back is pretty obvious, and that's if they contact you. If your ex is reaching out to you, especially if they're doing it regularly, if they're sending you messages, they're calling you daily, that's a very strong signal. Of course, it's a lot less strong if they're calling you, once a month since the breakup. That's less strong. But certainly if your ex is reaching out to you actively without you initiating any contact on your side, then that's definitely a signal. Also, in addition to the frequency of this contact, the way they're contacting you can also be a signal. So if your ex is phoning you, dropping by your house, these are things that are stronger indications of interest than simply a text message here, a Facebook message there. Another thing you want to think about is if they are contacting you, what are they talking about? What's the topics of conversation that you and your ex are having when they contact you? Are they concerned about you? Are they asking about you and trying to stay up to date on your life? Do they genuinely seem interested, or is it simply all about paying unpaid bills or dealing with getting back their shoes from your house, whatever it is? Think about the nature of the conversations, and if it's more sincere and they really genuinely seem to still care about you during these conversations, that's obviously a stronger sign. Also, if your ex asks to meet up, if they physically want to meet up and hang out with you, that is a very good sign, at least to some degree, that they're still interested in you, that they're still thinking about you, and that they want to be around you. Another sign to look out for is if your ex asks you to be friends. If they reach out to you and say, let's stay friends. Well, first of all, this is something I don't recommend, but if they do ask that, it is a good sign, and it does mean that they are afraid of losing you from their life completely. They don't want to let go. There's still some emotional connection there, and they want to retain you in their life at least to some degree. That's a good sign. Similarly, along the same lines of friends, if you and your ex share mutual friends, if you had a shared social circle, and if you find out that your ex is asking about you or talking about you to these mutual friends, then that's a very good indication that not only are you on your ex's mind, but you're on their ex's mind enough that they're actually bringing you up with friends and talking about it. So if you do hear that through the grapevine from mutual friends, that's another good sign that they're still thinking about you and interested in you. Another thing is when your ex contacts you, and if we assume that they are contacting you, if they bring up things like inside jokes, shared positive memories that no one else will understand, or if they actively say I miss you, or they throw out sexual innuendos, these are things that you need to be thinking about and looking for in their contacts. But especially bringing up things that are happy memories that you shared together that no one else knows about, and that they show that your ex is nostalgic to some degree and missing these certain elements of your relationship and wanting to bring them up and think about them again. So that's a good sign. And finally, this is going to seem a little obvious, but if they flirt and they touch you a lot, if there's a lot of generally things that they wouldn't do with members of the opposite sex, but they're doing them with you when you're in person, you're seeing your ex, obviously that's a great sign, and it does indicate that they're still thinking of you as possibly more than a friend. Another very strong indicator that your ex is still interested and possibly wants to get back together is jealousy. This is one that you're definitely going to want to be looking for. And as I mentioned in my X Factor Guide program, it's something that will really help you get your ex back, and that's jealousy. Jealousy, if your ex seems jealous when you're doing pretty much anything, hanging out with people of the opposite sex, if they find out that you've been on dates, if they see you posting new pictures on social media of you with other men or other women, whatever it is, if your ex is jealous, it's a clear indication that they still are holding on to that romantic or that connection, and they haven't let go. Jealousy is a very strong signal to look for that indicates your ex is potentially interested in getting back together. And finally, this one's a little bit more ambiguous. If your ex seems particularly depressed, distraught, heartbroken, all the breakup emotions, if they seem amplified or they seem to last longer than you would have expected in your ex. If their ex seems particularly distraught, if they come to you crying, things like that, if they just generally don't seem to be handling the breakup well, that's a strong signal that they may want to get back together, or certainly they're having second thoughts about their decision to break up with you. That's about it for this video. There's lots of other signs you can be looking for, but probably the best way to figure out whether your ex wants you back or not is just to go over to my website and take the free quiz. It's www.breakupbrad.com/quiz, and I'll have a link to it both here in the video and down below in the description. So just click on that link and take the quiz. It only takes 5 minutes, and it is free. And once again, if you found this video helpful, please take the time to just click the like button. It really helps me out. Appreciate it a lot.